Friends, Anime Expo is almost here. One more day tomorrow, and I am hoping that one of the manga that I'm featuring in this video will get a license announcement for physical print. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. So very excited to be here. So very excited to chat about these manga series. I'm like, please somebody, anybody, physically print them. I am begging. It was very surreal that when I was doing preparation for this video that I was like, well, hey, you know, I've been saying, I think in a few videos, I'm like, I don't want to do the same titles I did last year. I'm like, well, let's go see what we had. Y'all, out of the 5 that I featured, I think I actually featured more than 5, but I got 3 license wins, though 2 of them were for print. One of them is my super cute black mage, which I should have gotten off my shelf. The other one was within the villainous. I'm like, yes, my #1 villainous license we got from Kana. My super cute black mage we got from Yen Press. And then technically a Marriage of Lies with the Wolf Prince I got digitally. Still, y'all, that would be my #1 most physically desired print title license I want to see. That'd be #1. But again, if I'm trying to keep it different and not share the same things, I gotta like go out a little bit. Now, I'll admit, I really did struggle. I'll show my license wish list at the end of this video, but I really, there's a lot on that list that I want, but I found that for like my most desired, most wanted, I only had 4 different manga, though shoujo only, okay? Because I did have one seinen on there that I'm desperate, yes, please. I just talked about that actually in my manga news video earlier this week. So I'm gonna do a manhwa for my 5th pick that is geared towards a female audience, because I don't understand why that one is not licensed physically yet. I'm baffled, got no idea. But let's go ahead and jump right in. So for #1, I would say these are in no order, but I do feel probably out of the shoujo ones, I think maybe I would love to see this one in print the most, and that's Tell Me Dear Butler. Y'all, I came into this, I remember, because you could go read it on K-Manga, and I guess before I tell you my thoughts on it, I should tell you what it's about first. It is about our female lead. She is a high schooler, and she is very wealthy. She's basically an heiress, and she lives with her butler. Her mother had passed away when she was younger, and her father is super busy, so she just mainly has her butler and the other maids and other butlers in the home. But she has romantic feelings for her butler, and when the manga opens up, you can see her grabbing him by the collar. I forgot what she told him, but she's grabbing him really fiercely, and basically she's saying, hey, why are you cheating on me? Because he talked to another maid, he gave her something, and he's like, you know, I was just giving her something, that's it, because she is head over heels for him. I mean, very head over heels for him. But there is a twist that our butler, I'm very confident, has feelings for her, but she doesn't know that for a large part of it. I don't want to go to more in depth because I don't want to go to spoilers. And I will say I do have a first impression of Volume 1. I loved it so much, and it's just been such a series that gives me all of my heart skipping a beat. I have loved every single chapter I've read. I don't even think there's one chapter I'm like, I don't know about this. No. Every single one, very consistently. Each time we get a new chapter, I'm loving it. I'm thriving. It's one of the very few shoujo manga, just few manga in general, I would honestly say, where I really like the second male lead. I'm not shipping him with our girl. Don't get me wrong. I am Team Butler 100% all the way. But man, when you get his backstory, I'm like, buddy, I need you to have a happy ending too. It can't be with our female lead, but I hope that you have a happy ending as well. So that has been an interesting experience for me, because I feel like the only other manga that I really... No, there's a few other mangas like Takane and Hana. I love the second male lead. If, like somebody said, if he had just been his own shoujo manga, he would have been the male lead. He would have been perfect. Oh, I love that guy. He was great. And don't get me wrong, Takane is funny, but that second male lead, he was just perfect. And then also Ando from Strobe Edge. That was a really great second male lead as well. He was amazing. He was... I struggle with my feelings on that one, but I can't say why. But yes, Tell Me Dear Butler, I would be so desperate for a physical print, and I feel like I'd probably have to put all my eggs in a basket for Kodansha to give it to us. I mean, there's always a chance somebody else can. I mean, we've seen like Tokyo Pop has gotten in so deep, it's love already. That's the one that's coming to mind because that one was in the dessert magazine, and so I know there's like probably maybe Tokyo Pop, maybe 7 Seas. Yes, because Choki on Love, that is in the dessert magazine. So I feel like do I have to all my eggs on Kodansha or in the basket with Kodansha, but I just anybody. I would take anybody. Well, not anybody. Let me rephrase that. I would take any major publisher. Okay, because yes, there's a reason I would say that, but we're not gonna go into that story for today. So number 2, I feel like is a similar case. I tried it on K-Manga. This one I really did not expect to like. It was even in the first chapter I was not super fond of, but the more I read, the more smitten I became, and that's First Love, Worst Love. If you need a second chance romance, you need to be reading this because it is hilarious. It's so moving and fun. It's a very wonderful time. It's about our main female lead. She was dating the male lead, Yori-kun, when they were in early high school, I believe. And he is very competitive. He likes being the center of the room, is very popular, can be what seems to be very stuck up at times, very smug. And so they both say, hey, well, let's go to the same high school together. So they've been middle school, excuse me, not early high school. So they're in middle school and they're like, hey, let's try and get to the same high school together. Well, she gets in and he doesn't. And he was not happy about that. He pretty much ghosted her, so much so that she's like, I mean, she really loved him, but she has no idea what happened. He won't talk to her. She accidentally runs into him somewhere and she's shocked, but he doesn't say anything to her. So she ends up blocking him on all her social media and ends up saying, hey, I'm gonna go for college. I'm gonna go away from town and go somewhere else so I don't accidentally bump into him again, even years later. Much to her surprise, she finds out that her neighbor, of all people, is Yori-kun, who of all people also goes to the same college that she does. And funny enough, in the first chapter, we see him crying. He's saying, hey, I'm gonna win your heart over again because he's still not over her. He still cares for her and wants them to get back together. But she is like, no, I learned my lesson the first time. And so it's their love story and them dealing, especially our female lead, dealing with things from the past, her feelings that she had, and would it be the right thing to come back and start dating Yori-kun again? Like, so many big feelings with that, and I really have enjoyed how the manga has explored her feelings and really thinking about it and not just going in blindly. And then Yori-kun again with his smugness, y'all. He's so full of himself at times, but you can really see in these critical moments, he really loves this girl a lot, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to win her heart and show her he will not make the same mistake he did the first time, that he will win her over, treat her right, and love her with all of his heart. I'm very much cheering for him. I'm very much shipping them both, and I want the happiest of things. I don't really know if Kodansha has a thing where they like the series to be longer running. They don't want to do, because this one only has 3 volumes out and ongoing, I believe. And then Tell Me Dear Butler, I think, is the same way, where it has 2 volumes out with a 3rd one going to be coming out eventually. So I'm just like, please though, please. I really want both of these physically in print. I have a magazine on my top bookshelf next to my glasses magazine of First Love, Worst Love on the back. And I really struggled because on the back it has Tell Me Dear Butler. So it was like a win-win scenario right there. I didn't realize, I think when I got the magazine, I was not in, or had not tried Tell Me Dear Butler yet. But then once I did, I was on that ship and I was just sailing really hard with lots of excitement and a lot of love for it. So definitely these 2, I feel, are definitely 2 of my most, I mean, all of these are my most desired, but especially these 2, I would desperately want them. Same though for number 3. I can't count it out because, y'all, this was another surprise for me. I don't even think I tried it right away. I remember seeing covers of it though. It is now officially on K-Manga, and y'all, if this does get physically picked up, I will be buying it twice, or double dipping, I should say, because I did use real money to get chapters for it. Watch out for Watarse, the trash boyfriend. It has been nicknamed. I think though, is it in French, it's gotten the nickname of him being scum, and I'm like, I don't know about that. Like, he's definitely got he got a little bit of flags waving occasionally, and I'm not saying you have to overlook it to appreciate the manga, but it does add to the charm, which is really, really wild to say. So it's about our main female lead. She's in college. She's coming to, I believe, Tokyo. I know she's coming to the city, and as she's there, she is going to live with her comedian brother who is staying in Tokyo, and she's like, cool, this is great, you just have to pay any rent. The thing is her brother forgot to mention that his other half of their comedian duo is actually staying with him, which is Watarse, and he is very much a playboy. And yeah, there are some shenanigans that go down, and to her dismay, she ends up falling for him, even though she's like, this is probably the wrong guy to fall for, because I think too, she's just wanting that really sweet sweet romance, and when you look at Watarse, sweet romance does not equal him, but sometimes the heart just wants what it wants, and her heart is going for Watarse, so it's their love story unfolding. I would say it's a really great one if you want something slow burn. Again, if you want some of those red flags that are waving a little bit in the background, but you're like, man, this guy, when you start seeing him change, oh, it is so good. I think it's sort of almost like a, I'm not too familiar with this trope, so hear me out, and I do apologize if I'm wrong. I do feel a little bit it's a she can fix him, but she doesn't realize that she's fixing him kind of thing, because she is trying to grow and work on herself so she can feel sort of like worthy to be by his side. This is an age gap manga, by the way. So, and she feels this a very big difference between her being a student, her starting out, and him being a famous comedian, and she wants to be able to stand by his side and not necessarily like get recognition from other people, but I think just for her personal self, she wants that. Feeling like, yes, I can stand beside him, I'm worthy to be here, and it's, you know, nobody's going to be against this kind of thing. And as she's in this journey, this self journey to work on herself, he's slowly changing alongside with her, and I don't think she realizes it. It is definitely one of the best parts of this manga, and it's very subtle changes. And I mean, I guess you would say, like, when we see the change, they're big in terms of, you know, maybe he's not talking to girls anymore. He's outright saying, hey, you know, I don't take these girls' number like I used to, but we don't have a lot of those moments. So it feels like they're just small moments along the way, but it has your heart cheering. And oh, where it ended with this last chapter, we need the next chapter immediately. We need the next one immediately. I would say this is the last time I got a manga that I felt was sort of like on the trashy end, was no longer heroine, and I unfortunately did end up dropping that, even though I had 2 volumes left and we were like, just get it. But my library still hasn't gotten it. But this one I would not drop, but I definitely feel it fits the trashy genre, or the trashy trope, however you want to say it. And yeah, I just really enjoy it, so much so that I made like a personal bookmark for myself of the characters of the leads together, because I really enjoy them a lot. So yeah, definitely for number 3, would love to see this one get physically printed. Bring on the trash boyfriend, bring it on in print. For number 4, I'm not really sure how to say this one, but man, I have 2 different series by this creator on my licensed wish list, and if I had to choose maybe between the 2, honestly, it's more of like, I feel this one is a higher chance than the sports manga one, even though that breaks my heart because I love shoujo sports manga so much. I feel this one would have a really fair chance. So the name of it is right here. I was hoping there would be like some kind of English translated title, but there's not, but it's about a young woman. She's in high school. I guess she has like this gloomy aura, but the thing is like she's such a worrywart, it seems to me. She panics a lot, and she sort of imagines the worst case scenarios in, I guess, almost every situation. She panics very easily. The expressions that she makes from this panic, forgive me, is just so funny. I'm just like, girl, like, you're panicking too hard, too extreme. But it's very funny to read about. Again, I feel bad for saying that about the heroine, because the panic's really real for her. The anxiety is really real. Well, she has a younger brother, and he's bringing over his friend, and she, I guess, is like interested in meeting him to see who, you know, his friends are. Well, she ends up falling for him, and I'm pretty confident when I looked into like the preview of this or things I've seen online, he is not nearly as extreme as she is, okay? But he does have another side of him. He comes across really cool, really popular, really aloof, likes to tease her, but when he's with his friend, his, you know, her brother, y'all, you could tell that this young man is deeply smitten and really likes his older sister. But it says online that their love is unrequited. I'm like, what? I'm like, how? I'm like, it's so obvious that these two really like each other. I'm like, please, do not stay unrequited for long. Do not stay unrequited for long. I don't know how high our chances are of us getting this, but I have just, listen, from the time I saw the first chapter, I was like, on the license wish list it goes. And that's mainly because I really love this creator's art. Her art is beautiful. It's fun. The way she draws her characters is just hilarious. You could tell, or at least I feel, she's having a great time. It's never boring, even though I can't even read Japanese. I love everything about it, and I think this is a really interesting dynamic to just have a young woman who panics all the time, and she just, girl doesn't need to. She doesn't need to, especially when it comes to, you know, her younger brother's best friend. Like, girl, he likes you. It's just y'all don't know it, and that creates more comedy because if only they could see what's inside of each other's head, or the way that they're having very similar reactions to the same or in the same situation, but they don't see it because they're looking the other way, blushing from each other. Like, y'all. Yeah, it seems like such a fun and great time. Honestly, I need to buy the digitals or buy the physicals or something to support this manga because I really would love to see it physically printed in English. I realize that doesn't necessarily mean it'll come over, but hey, if I could just support the creator right now, I was gonna say that'd be enough. That wouldn't be fully true. Otherwise, I wouldn't be featured in this video, but I feel like that would just comfort my heart a little bit to know, like, hey, I'm doing something to show this creator. I really love her work. I love her art. It's very, very fun. So hopefully, maybe we could get this. We could get this in English. And then for number 5, listen. I've ranted about this before, okay? Why do we not have this manhwa in English? And that is How to Win My Husband Over. Now, I should say physically in print. Yes, it is on Tapas. It's on Tapas. But here's the thing, okay? I told myself I could not read this until it got physically printed because I don't believe I have any self-control. I've never had it for any of the other series, so I told myself I cannot read it until we get it physically in print. And I want it. I have read the first chapter, though, so it's about our main female lead from what I've seen, the spoilers I've seen, all of that. And the series is ending, so this is another bonus for whatever publisher, aka Ice Press. You know you want to, bestie. You know you want to. But it's about our main female lead. She ends up passing away in an airplane crash, and when she wakes up, she realizes she's been reincarnated, transmigrated into a story that she read, a novel, and she is the, I guess you would say the villainess, because she knows that the male lead, I believe is the male lead, but she's gonna marry him, he's gonna become her husband, he's gonna take out her. Yes, he's gonna take her life, and so she obviously doesn't want to die by the hands of the male lead, or her husband for that matter, so she's gonna do what she can to change things. But the thing is her family that again, for spoilers I've seen, y'all, her family's creepy. I don't know if that's like her brother or adopted brother or what. I believe he's like a priest. He has some kind of role in the church. Ooh, that man, like, get him out. Get him out. Like, that man is weird. He's creepy. He gives me the ick when I've seen things with him. Like, no. And so, yeah, her trying to convince her husband, you know, to not take her life, or his countrymen to take her life, you know, try and keep her head on. Yeah, her family is just sort of psychos, I guess, and they are not making it easy at all. Even later on, they're still being a thorn in her side kind of thing. So I have seen so many great things about the series. I mean, I've definitely seen hate for it as well. People say it's overrated. I've seen that. But I do feel this would be a manhwa I would really, really enjoy if I could just read it. If I could just read it. I mean, like I said, I feel like it'd be a perfect fit for Ice Press. Perfect fit for them. I mean, they give me my Villains of Destiny to Die. They give me my Marriage of Convenience, even though I'm not, unfortunately, technically reading that due to the parental advisory on the newest covers. My Secretly Hot Husband. Not your typical reincarnation story. Like, these are really, really good series. Ice Press just adds some more, bestie. Add some more. Again, I truly think it'd be a perfect fit, and I just don't understand how so many of us have begged for this manhwa to be in print, and it's just, the publishers are just like, are you saying something to me, manhwa reader? Oh, I can't hear you. Let me just look over here. Like, no! Take it off your ears and listen to the cries of the people. Like, truly. I mean, maybe that sounds excessive, but y'all, every time Ice Press says we have license announcements, you can see multiple people in them tweets begging, crying, calling, saying, please give us this manhwa in print. So I'm hoping that since the manhwa is ending, okay, that surely they will print it. Please. I would love to read the story. I think of my friend Meg on Instagram. Like, she's the biggest fan I know of it. She's reread it countless times. I mean, we're talking like 10 plus times, y'all. And every time she shared stuff, and anytime we've had conversations about it, she's like, I really think you would like it. You know, it does have, I think, some trigger warnings for some things that do happen to the female lead. But she said, overall, it's a really powerful romantic story. She's like, I can't get enough of it. And I'm like, it's a sign. It's a sign we need it physically in print. So yes, I know I can't explain as much about that because I'm not as familiar with the story as I am with the other 4, but no less passionate about begging, wanting, this manhwa imprint is definitely hands down my #1 most wanted manhwa print. Like, please, publishers. And I had to just, as a bonus, I have to slide in my Seinen one of the noble student and his Cinderella. Like, this is another one. Again, I talked about in that manga news video. I'm like, the My Happy Marriage creator the light novelist, has recommended this manga. The numbers are so high. It's really good. There's always like strong love for Unkei manga. And I'm just like, another one, like, please. I'm like, surely this is just a matter of time because we have so many series like this that, I mean, I think of like the Bubble Love of the Mermaid that's coming out next month. My Happy Marriage, I feel like that's the one, honestly, that was like started these series. I mean, maybe not started like the trend of the series in Japan, but I feel like with us getting more series like this in the US, I should say, the Ayakashi's, Hunters, Tainted Bride, Bride of the Barrier Master, though I think that's more of just fantasy than like historical kind of romance. So yes, as you can see, I have some big feelings about all of these series, and I would love, love, love to be able to come back here on Monday, in Monday's video, saying I got a license win of these series, and also just here's my big wish list that I have. There's so much more than just 5. So many titles I would love, love, love to see in print. It was really hard to narrow it down just to my top 4, because I'm like, man, any of these I'd be very happy to see physically licensed in English. I am expecting big things from these publishers this year. We've gotten some really great wins throughout the year of 2026 just so far. I talked about that in a recent video of all the wins we've gotten. It's been great, and I hope that momentum stays and keeps going. But I would love to hear from you, friends. What are some of your most desired manga licenses that are like, yes, AX, let's be the time. This is the time right here, right now. Let me know down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!